This video will explain how to configure one of Maple Systems' MLC1 PLC units as a Modbus RTU slave or server. To start off, create a new project and select the MLC product series. Product series we're working with is the MLC1. The specific model is the M0808, E0808, Y0402T, and for programming mode, we want to stick with IEC mode, the default. So click OK to create our project, and then under network configuration, I want to connect over COM1 using RS-232. So right click on COM1 and click Add. This brings up the node information window. Under protocol, I want to select Modbus RTU unit as slave, and then be sure to check the communication parameters and make sure download communication parameters is selected. So our communication by default is 9600, 8 data bits, even parity, 1 stop bit. So go ahead and click Add and then close. You'll notice that this node has been added as node 1 with a node address of 1. And our next step will be to go to the tag database over here. Now we have a COM1 column, which is where we can configure Modbus addresses for our tags in this MLC1 as a Modbus server or slave. So let's go ahead and filter out all system tags and then click Add Tag. We'll add some Boolean, some coil tags, and under node name, make sure that the MLC1 is selected. And data type, of course, is bool, single bit. We'll auto add. So let's say we want to add 8 of these, and they'll be global. So click Add, and it'll populate those tags in the database. Next tags will be some registers. Select the word data type, and then we'll auto add 8 of these as well. We can add some float or real tags. Data type be real, and we can add 8 of these as well. And then for good measure, let's add a string tag. So data type will be string. We'll have a length of 10 characters, 10 bytes. Let's just add 1 of these. Okay, go ahead and close the tag editor, and you can see all these user-defined tags have now been added. We can sort by data type. We can sort by the tag name. And let's go ahead and click on the top of the COM1 column. And this is where we can add or assign Modbus addresses. So just click Assign Sequential Addresses, and this will automatically assign a Modbus address to each one of our tags. Notice that the word and coil tags, they each have an offset of 1, but then the float, which are 32-bit, they have an offset of 2. At this point, we can go ahead and download to the MLC1. When downloading, after adding or changing a communication driver in Mapware 7000, it is vital to download the firmware as well as the application. While that project is downloading, we can get started on configuring an HMI project to act as a Modbus RTU master to demonstrate connection with our Modbus RTU slave. And I have a project open here for one of the advanced HMI models. And to start configuring the Modbus master driver, you want to open the system parameter settings and then navigate to new device and server, and make sure Modbus under device type, Modbus RTU is selected. You can select from the drop-down menu, select Modbus, and then Modbus RTU, Modbus RTU Master, RTU or TCP. For the communication parameters, make sure that they match what is in Mapware 7000. So we had 9600, 8, I believe parity was none, and 1 stop bit. After the firmware and application have been downloaded to the MLC1, it can be connected to a Modbus RTU master. I've created a demo project in our HMI programming software EB Pro to demonstrate this. The MLC1 is connected to my PC over a USB to serial adapter to the serial port COM1 on the MLC. And in this project, I can go to project and online simulation. This will bring up a simulation window of the HMI, and it populates with these objects that are each assigned to Modbus addresses or the Modbus tags that we have here in our database. And I can also go online with the MLC1 over a USB connection. And in this window, the data monitor window, I can add all these tags as well and monitor those live. So select these tags, all of them, just click add, and now they will appear in the data monitor window. So right now we're online with the MLC1, and we have these tags that are being monitored live. So I can go ahead from the HMI and just start changing the state of these bits. I can add or enter a numeric value into these registers. And you notice that this data is populating in the Modbus server on the MLC1, likewise with a string object. These projects will be available on Maple Systems' website, and that's how the MLC1 can be configured as a Modbus RTU slave.